Hey everyone, Ace here. So with the Final Fantasies and Endwalker, and I think when they come out with the Endwalker, I'm not gonna assume, but I think they might come out possibly with the 15 as well. Because if there wasn't no Endwalker, because the Endwalker, if they're coming out with all that, if they, what I'm saying, if they're coming out with all of that physical content, RPG, graphical, in 3D, like, they should, I'm not gonna judge, but they probably won't stop with Final Fantasy. At least I hope not, because Final Fantasy is a good game, so popular, and I think they should continue. Because Final Fantasy is probably like most of the popular RPG games that I've ever played. I'm a Final Fantasy caretaker. I love Final Fantasy. The thing with Final Fantasy, I think they might make a 15. Because they doing so much on all that Final Fantasy, all that content, and we already know me and myself, and probably the whole world already knows, like, they play Final Fantasy, but the other way you look at it, they are probably gonna not quit with Final Fantasy. You can already see there's movies, stuff like that. See, if they're making movies of that and all that other stuff, and it's also a movie, and like Tekken, for instance, they're coming out also with a Tekken 8 around 2022, 2023, because I can't wait for that game to come out. Because when I pre-ordered Final Fantasy Endwalker, all that physical content and all that bull stuff, dude, that's a good game. That shit go hard. If they didn't do so good on the graphics, bruh. If they didn't do so good on the graphics, I promise you, and nothing will go wrong with Final Fantasy. I think they're gonna keep making Final Fantasy. Because, see, there's Endwalker's the 14. And they already made the one with Lightning and Lightning Returns. So I have a feeling on my side, on my God side, on God, even on God, I put on everything I love, no cross account, they gonna keep making Final Fantasy. You all have a good day. I hope this video was good for you. Like, subscribe, it make me feel better. I'm doing, because I think they're gonna make more Final Fantasy, no doubt about it. I swear they're gonna make more Final Fantasy. If they didn't make more Final Fantasy, then how are we gonna play that RPG, bro? How are we gonna play that RPG, bro? Come on. So I think they're gonna keep making Final Fantasy. Y'all have a good one.